Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, it's not so much of a good evening. We are a good influencer, friend, patriot has passed away, and that's Charlie Kirk. Um, I'm terribly saddened by this. I felt compelled that I called Daniel, and I wanted to put this together. We're going to try to do a memoriam podcast for him. I'm still trying to articulate my words. I'm just completely distressed by this. He was someone I certainly looked up to. He was someone who had great things to say. He was always polite, um, you know, just a real innovator. And it hurts looking over at that seat and just seeing. It's hurtful. Anyway,
It is. I was hoping that would be Charlie's seat one day
Yeah.
when we had him on the podcast. I'd hope we could get to the place where we could do that.
Right.
But I was heartbroken because I found out when I was driving and, I was almost in tears because, I didn't know Charlie personally. I did have the privilege to see him a couple times when I was at AmFest. I have a picture that I was about within 5 feet of him. And he was just I remember anytime that I would watch him, Charlie was always so polite with people. Like I've heard stories from people I worked with all day, people that met him, that knew him, that just talked about what a wonderful person he was. And I respect him more than about anyone else in politics that I know. And that's because he would always have conversations with people that he disagreed with. And he would try to use debate and logic and reasoning to reach the other side, to reach young people. And you may not agree with his politics, but I think we all can agree in that bravery to go do that, to have those discussions, to talk to the other side.
Yeah. And I think we can all agree that he was amazing at reaching America's youth. And that could be a reason at why, he was sadly assassinated. And it's awful to think that.
He was smart.
Yes.
He was polite.
Very intellectual.
Extremely.
You're smart.
And he dropped out of college.
Yeah. He was the American dream personified. He was the American success story. Didn't go to college. Very smart guy. He built this organization that has reached millions of people. I think he had 100 million impressions a week with the work that he does. That is amazing. Something he built from the ground up. And, I know that the shooter thought that he could silence his voice, but I think it will fail.
It's
It will reach even more people.
It doesn't matter about one side or another. I think what does matter is that you show love and respect. I don't agree with everything Trump does. I don't agree with anything or everything that the Republican Party does. I don't agree with anything or everything that Biden did or the Democrats did. What does matter, though, is that I show each and every side respect and each and every man and woman respect. I think you get so far in life and obviously in the political game, but so far, in life by showing each and every person love and respect. And there's no other way to go, honestly.
Absolutely. And I think about just, tomorrow's the anniversary of 9/11, unfortunately, and I remember how it brought the country together. Right. And I also think about how far we've fallen from that place of unity that we were at. We're more divided politically in this country than we ever have been before. You have one side that thinks one thing, the other side that thinks the other thing. And it's so unfortunate that people on the left, generally some of them do not accept other people's views. And they, some of them want to resort to violence. I think if you're someone that has praised what happened today, then you have a very callous heart. And you need to search your soul to find any scrap of humanity that's left.
I agree.
Yeah.
So at the time of this recording, we still don't know so much. We don't know the identity of the shooter. They've captured a couple people, but they haven't been the right guys, so they let them go. So
I know at the time we're filming here is about 11 o'clock, still September 10th.
September 10th. So Charlie was shot around 12:20 Mountain Time in Provo, Utah. He was at Utah Valley State College, doing an event like he has done hundreds of before. I've had the privilege of going to a couple of Turning Point events on my campus, and, they're always fun, safe places to be, a place where people disagree with him. And a lot of people in that crowd probably disagreed with Charlie, but they had the respect and dignity to have a conversation with him. rather than resort to violence.
I see, and having disagreements in America makes it America.
Absolutely.
I think moving forward as one, while we all have different opinions, maybe some to the right, some to the left, it doesn't matter. What is important is that you show love and respect, because you can move to find a solution together. If you're such a loser who gets offended by someone's words that you feel so compelled to shoot someone and kill them, that really, really angers me. And it's ridiculous, because what really kind of pisses me off is that he was such a loser to get whomever it was to shoot him, and now the kids don't have a father to go to.
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter. I'll say it 1,000 times. It doesn't matter what side you're on. What does matter is you show kindness and respect. You respect each other's opinions.
His wife is now a widow. His kids are now fatherless.
Right.
And, there's a whole millions of people that are devastated tonight.
Yeah. And his kid, when he said goodbye to his kids that morning, and his wife or whatever, whenever the last time he saw them, he did not know that. And he didn't get to say a goodbye or nothing. They may have been watching him on stage. God forbid that. But like they were saying, being here in this country, the greatest country on earth, is having our own opinion and sharing it with each other and having a civil conversation and not being such of a loser to go and grab a gun and shoot somebody because you're pissed off about what they're talking about. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like, really? Are you that much of a lowlife?
And some people said that, Charlie, what he said was offensive. But here's the thing about our country. The solution to speech that you don't like is more free speech. You get out there, you pick up a mic, you start a podcast, you go to these campuses, you do these rallies, you can do that too. But don't resort to violence, because our country cannot survive in political violence. I was on the phone today with Ethan, our usual co-host, and he was talking to his girlfriend and was telling him about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And she said, "Oh, that happens all the time here." Well, we're America. This has no place in America. That's why we're the greatest country in the world, because we can have civil discussions and settle our differences with speech, not with our fists. That's what our Constitution is about. That's what America's...
Not just debates,
Absolutely.
but with cordiality.
Yes,
Being
decency.
civil. That's what makes it such a great country. That's what makes it so good and so amazing, that we can talk to people with different views, perspectives, and everything.
Absolutely.
Correct.
And I'd just like to point out, too, if you're a Democrat out there, I love you. If you're a Republican out there, I love you. I don't care if you're black, white, Asian. I don't care. I don't care what religion you are. I love you. Why? Because that's what this country's founded on. That's what us as people, that's what we as people. We like everybody. We love everybody. My blood is red just like everyone else's.
Exactly.
I don't care, gay, trans, whatever. I'm telling you, I love you as a person, and that's the way it is. I hate all this hate. It really angers me and pisses me off. And I don't have anything else really to say about it. I'm just fired up.
I know I was just so angry, and I think a lot of people, they feel the call, like, we have to do something. We can't just... See, I had the thought, even too, like, do I continue on, with having a voice out there after that? Because it scared me, seeing what happened. But that's exactly what the shooter's motive was. It was to silence his voice. The reason he was shot in the throat was to silence his voice. And he wants to silence the movement, and we cannot let that happen.
That's true.
We have to let free speech win. We're about to hit 250 years of the history of the United States of America. That's
right.
not very long in terms of like a country's history.
Right.
It's fragile. This is not a guarantee. Freedom is not a guarantee. If we want to preserve the greatness that our country has, we have to fight for it. And we don't fight that with fists or with guns, but we fight that with civil discussions and cordiality, as you were saying.
Love and respect.
Right.
Absolutely. It's all about love.
Exactly.
You know,
I try to stay somewhat away from politics, but I do know one thing that's all universal with that, and that is love, respect, cordiality, civilness, discussions,
Right.
debates. This is what makes it such a good country.
I mean, I mean, I've got family members where we may not agree on everything, but their kin, their blood, same blood is running through their veins as mine, and I still love them. Love them. As I do everybody, okay? There's no, why you gotta hate these keyboard warriors, okay?
Yeah.
Sitting in your mom's basement in your underpants. I mean, come on, man.
Isn't that what Taylor Swift was saying? Haters gonna hate, right?
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. Just if it pisses you off that much, go to his thing, walk up to the microphone, and have a conversation with the man. I mean,
Absolutely.
If you can't tell, it's just firing us up.
If you can't win with your ideas, then maybe your ideas are bad.
Yeah.
That's just the truth.
And
Charlie Kirk, that's exactly what he stood for. He stood for debates. He stood for civil discourse. He stood for all the things that America founded for. Whether you agree with him on everything or not, that's okay. But we have to agree with his right to speak, with his right to talk to people. That's what we all stand for. That's what we're doing. We're talking to people.
Yeah.
And you don't have to agree with everything we say, but we all just have to agree with the right to respect one another's individuality enough to say what we want and to speak freely without the fear of being killed for speaking what they think is the truth.
Exactly. I mean, I'm sure the three of us do not have the exact same views on everything.
Not at all.
No.
In fact, we differ quite dramatically.
Yeah.
Of course we do.
And I mean,
surprisingly,
we are sitting here as very good friends having a podcast, a civil conversation. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Well, what's the point too is, he's got a Trump hat. I've got a Trump jacket on. He's got a suit on. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be thinking, oh, you must Trump fans. Well, maybe not. Maybe we just wear this because Charlie Kirk was.
Yeah. I mean, he was known for giving these hats out.
I think it's very true. I think it's ridiculous, number one, to cast judgment. So he is without sin cast the first stone, correct?
Indeed.
Yes.
And who am I to cast a stone? I live in a glass house. So
that's very true.
Absolutely. Like so many people, they'll just watch a reel, and make a judgment about a whole person based on one little clip or one thing they say. And I've seen it. Like I'll put anybody in that chair, Democrat, Republican.
Yeah.
It does not matter. Capitalist, Marxist. I do not care who you are. Just come have a conversation with us. And if you respect me, and if I can respect you, then we'll have a good conversation.
Talk. Have a good time.
That is the basis of respect.
Right.
And that's what, like literally, I think about our founders, of the United States and how they had these debates, talking about what to include in the Constitution.
Right.
It was just incredible. They knew.
Yeah, this kind of makes me think, college football just started back. And, we may have all like our different teams. I'm a Dogs fan. He's Tech. He's Clemson. But in the morning at 9 a.m., we can all watch College Game Day together.
Football.
Exactly. Football. I mean, we love it. And it brings so many people together. I've never seen a shooting at College Game Day.
Yeah.
Just bickering and arguing about which team's the best.
Exactly, man. You just, like, if you go up to Athens.
And might I add, you've given me grief about Clemson, but I've given you grief about the Dogs.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Ain't none of them have a perfect season. I mean, yeah, you go to Athens, you got the drunk guys barking. That's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
And to your credit, he did win 2 national championships.
Yeah, but I mean,
So did we,
back to back. Yeah.
So did we a long time ago.
So did-
But I was
Go
about to say, Tech had their days, Clemson had their days.
And
Not too long ago. I mean, y'all are still pretty.
Whether you're
good.
Democrat or Republican, you're going to have your day too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You win with your ideas, but at the end of the day, we all salute the same flag. We bleed the same blood.
Exactly.
I also think it's the same thing.
flag.
It's the same thing with this podcast. Is we're not trying to push an agenda,
No.
a theory,
No.
stereotype. We're not trying to push anything that we believe. We all have different opinions. If we were all trying to push our own opinion, we'd get nothing done.
Yeah,
here
we'd
on
be
this
like, wait a
podcast.
minute, stopping each other, and it'd be an argument.
All we're doing now, we're having fun, but unfortunately, we had to do. I felt compelled,
Yes.
and then Daniel agreed, Carson agreed. We came on here today to basically say this is ridiculous that we had to be on here today to discuss that someone was murdered for an opinion.
This has to stop.
I hate it. I genuinely hate it with my whole heart.
I feel so bad.
And
for his family.
it does just those his beautiful wife and kids who are now fatherless, and his wife is a widow. They can't wake up in the morning and go hop in mom and dad's bed, and can't wake up on Christmas morning and dad be there. I mean, golly.
There were a lot of people that said Charlie might even be president one day.
Yep. I mean, I could have seen that.
He had a bright future,
Yeah.
regardless of what you think. His voice belonged in the conversation.
Yes.
In American politics.
Yes, and he was a very God-fearing man, he's a very faithful man.
And we're worse
very
off
open
today.
about it.
We're worse off today because he's not here.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what side you're on, because iron sharpens iron, as they say,
Yep.
and if you don't have strong views on one side, then how are you going to sharpen your views on the other side?
I was just thinking, we're all brothers and sisters, and let's unite against this evil. I can't single-handedly stop it, but I do know all of us uniting can certainly do a larger part in stopping this tragedy.
Exactly. We got to have those conversations.
Yeah.
We got to show that, we can love each other despite our differences.
Disagreements make this country.
They
And
do.
that's what's amazing with debate. I know, and I'm sure a lot of this has been recycled for what we said on here. We've said a lot of things multiple times, but
Yeah.
it's because it's important.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
Plain and simple.
These are things like I'm tired, like what happened in last July with the attempted assassination of President Trump. When will enough be enough?
Yeah. I mean, there's so much evil in this world, and especially in this country. But there's a little bit of good. There's a little bit of good, and we all just unite as a nation. I mean, if you look at videos of in 2001 of the first NFL games after 9/11. Oh boy,
Same thing
they're
with baseball.
waving.
Yeah.
You're at the baseball games. And it's just everybody came together, and they got along, and loved. It's just
And this isn't just with the United States. We have, I'm sure we have viewers in other countries. The same thing over there. Much love to them and you. We're all brothers and sisters all around the world.
Yeah, I mean,
I am no different from. And another thing too is I am no better than you, and you are no better than me.
Exactly.
Equality.
yeah,
Exactly. When you're born in this country, you're no better off and you're no worse off than anyone.
exactly.
At least from a standpoint of value.
And that's
We all matter equally.
Yeah, that's why we're the greatest country on earth. Because you can come here and do what you want, man. I mean, you can do what you want, man.
What makes America special is that we're a country that is not an ethnic country.
No.
We're founded in an idea. An American can come from anywhere, anywhere in the world. If you follow our values, if you follow the American Constitution and the Creed, that's what makes you an American, and we can all be better off for that.
Right.
If we just have that mutual respect. I've seen, as someone that has worked in politics before, I've seen just how visceral it makes people, and it's so disheartening to see that you look at somebody as less than human because you disagree about what candidate to vote for.
Right. Or their skin color, or their religion, or I mean, like
The list goes on.
it goes on, and it's just like, seriously, just throw it. You ain't got to think about it.
Well, it's just immature and
It's
ludicrous.
immature and ignorant and stupid, and it just pisses me off, man.
But sometimes they say ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
But we don't want to be ignorant. We don't want to bury your head in the sand. We want to be part of the change to fix this problem.
Yeah, that's this podcast. The freedom of speech. That's what we're doing right now.
We just do this for fun. This is just a hobby. And to all of you who listen, thank you so much for listening and for commenting. I mean, we do appreciate it.
I mean, we're just having fun.
Right.
Absolutely.
And sure, we're not, like we said, we're not going to say everything correct. We're not going to be right about everything. But I can tell you, we truly and heartfully feel that we're not better than anybody.
Nah.
We do everybody's equal. Disagreements are fantastic, and I mean everybody's got an opinion, and we certainly love, respect your opinion and you. It's just mind blowing to me that we have to sit here and talk about
it. It should
this.
never end like this. Like,
No.
you
Yeah.
should never have. You should be able to go to any kind of political event and know that you're going to come home later that night to your
Yeah,
kids, to your family.
Yeah.
If we lose that sense of safety in our country, then we lose part of what it means to be an American.
I mean,
What it,
like you were saying, you know, being able to go to a political event and coming home that night. I mean, so many shootings at political events, and I mean, it's just,
yeah.
It just frustrates me. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Charlie Kirk will be very much missed in this
Yes,
country.
Very much so.
Especially by this generation.
Mm-hmm. There were so many people, I think, that credit their involvement in politics based on listening to him and his videos,
I mean,
whether they liked him or not. It made him think. And if you start thinking, then you can develop your own ideas. That's what Charlie was trying to get people to do, not to just blindly follow him, but
Right.
to think.
he'd sit there and have a civil, conversation with whoever came up to that mic. Black, white, yellow, green, purple. I mean, he doesn't care what they look like. He'll sit there and have a conversation with them. Talk to them about, their beliefs or whatever. And he's like, okay, all right. And then, sometimes they'd end bad. Sometimes they'd end good. Maybe they walk away a Trump supporter or whatever. But
I just know that today when Charlie was received in those gates of heaven, I know that the Lord told him, well done, good and faithful servant, because he did that. He did so much work to try to get people thinking and get people more involved in this great country that we have, and we want to preserve that. And I know we'll do our part to preserve that vision
Absolutely.
of helping people.
yeah,
If I were to leave anyone with anything, it'd just be the best you that you can be. Be grateful. Be nice to everybody.
Yeah.
Love and respect. And just keep on thinking and just be you.
stay safe.
Yeah.
You could,
I'd say, Charlie, thank you for inspiring me
Absolutely.
and to the millions of other people, young people.
right.
Thank you for sacrificing yourself for what you believed in. And I know that you died doing what you loved.
Right.
And I think we all can say that if we're going to die young, that's the way to go. And I just know in my case, I will do what I can to fight on, to not give up, and to get people thinking, to get people more engaged in politics, and to have those discussions. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to start ThreeFlowing with the rest of you guys, because I think those conversations are so important. They need to be had. And I'm honestly at a loss for words, because it's just such a tragedy, such a sick, demented act that this would happen.
Yeah.
And I hope that one day we can look back and say, these things don't happen anymore. I hope in 5 to 10 years we're not faced with these conversations. But if I could leave one final thought with anyone, it would just be, you got to love each other.
Right.
We're all the same.
I think of that 80s song written by, I believe it was Quincy Jones, Michael Jackson, but it's We Are the World.
Yeah.
They got well over 40 artists to perform it.
That's, yeah.
And it's true. Wonderful song, but we are the world.
Yeah. And I mean, if I had to, close us out with anything, I just, just smile at the person you walk past on the street. Wave at the person at the four-way. Let them go before you every once in a while.
Good
Just-
deeds.
Kindness goes a long way.
I mean, it does, That person could be having the worst day. They're trying to get their car home because it's about to break down, and you help them get home quicker. I mean, yeah.
Let's focus on what unites us rather than divides us, because we are the United States of America.
United. That's exactly
United we
right.
stand, divided we fall.
Exactly.
God's children.
Yes.
Absolutely.
God bless.
We're all the same. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.
God bless.
God bless you.
Yes,
God
sir.
bless Charlie Kirk. God bless
Amen.
his family. And God bless you all.
Yep.
Thank you, and have a good night.